Come to sitting because in 5 minutes we begin. Running. Julián? Okay, thank you. Julián, cuando tú me digas, empiezo. ¿Ya estás? Okay. We are online. Thank you for coming. Notes. Okay. Thank you. Niklas. Okay, people is still coming. My name is Jesus Jara. I'm the chair of the ICLC 2019. Thank you for coming to Media Lab Prado. The local committee is especially thankful for all the people who is going to present at ICLC. That probably has to come by their own means to Madrid to stay with us for these 3 days. Thank you very much. I would like to formally thank Media Lab Prado for hosting us and for all the support that they have been giving us in this entire year we've been organizing this event. I also would like to thank the Live Coding Network for their support and for trusting us to organize this ICLC. And lately, I would like to thank Insonora Festival for also supporting us, bringing especially live coders from Latin America. We are going to have live translation into Spanish, but this will begin tomorrow. So we have the presentations will be translated into Spanish in a live translation system that will be set up tomorrow. The ICLC is going to happen in 3 venues. Media Lab Prado is the venues for the morning events that the presentations and the workshops are. Also this opening concert. There are 2 evening venues. Those evening venues are Nave de Terneras and la Escuela Municipal de Música María Dolores Pradera. Those places don't serve any drink. So our advice is, in the way you go to the Nave de Terneras, please buy some bottle of water or whatever soda you would like to drink, because there's not going to be any bar at the evening venues. How to get to the evening venues will be set on the coordination group channel we have on Telegram. If you're not on this channel, please contact us so we can give you the link and you can follow the announcements. And yeah, there is going to be a catering service Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 1:30, but this is only for the people who is going to present at the ICLC. Workshops, concerts, papers, posters, demos, whatever, only for presenters. It's planned to be used for 100 people, and it will be served on the first floor of the other building of Media Lab Prado, where the main entrance is. I would like you to, for the presenters, to watch out the time, because the program of ICLC 2019 is very full, so we really need to keep on the time. If you have any issue that you think is going to delay you for something, please contact the coordination group, the local committee, on Telegram. And last thing, please watch out the pickpockets. They are super real in Madrid, especially in this area. This is a very touristical area. So you really have to watch out all your stuff. Better you leave something at the hotel than bring it with you. If you really need to leave something at Media Lab Prado, please contact us. Especially in the auditorio, do not leave anything here, because this is a very unsafe place. It has many open doors, and it has happened before. So I will not have to remind you this later, please take my advice now. That being said, I would like to tell you about 2 changes in the program, 2 minor changes. Right now, we are supposed to have a presentation from Alexandra Cárdenas, then the lunch break, and then the keynote. I have to bring the keynote for the lunch break because the people in the catering, they asked me for a little bit more of time. So we're going to have 2 presentations in a row until 1:30. Then we go back, we go down to the catering. And it happens something similar on Friday because the flight from Samaron starts a little bit earlier from the schedule. So the keynote from Samaron will be before the demo presentation, right after the lunch break, around 2:30. If there is any other change on the program, we will tell you through Telegram. Thank you for coming, and I would like you to welcome Alexandra Cárdenas for her talk. Thank you.
Gracias, Jesus. Hello, my friends. This time I have prepared a few words, so I'm going to read from my computer. Uh-oh, no. It's out of battery. No, here it is. Sorry, it's a new computer. Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to the International Conference on Life Coding 2019. My name is Alexandra Cárdenas. I'm a composer and life coder, and today I have the honor to welcome you to the 4th edition of our annual meeting. On this occasion, we have the fortune to meet in Spain, in Madrid, in the wonderful Media Lab Prado. This open urban laboratory shares with life coding the values of openness, education for all, and collaboration, and therefore is an ideal meeting point for our diverse and inclusive community. It is for this privilege that I want to thank Jesus Jara, the director of this year's conference, and his team of local organizers, Lina Bautista, Iván Paz, Juan Romero, Enrique Hurtado, Joaquín Díaz Durán, Maite Camacho, and the whole team of Life Code Mad and Media Lab Prado. They have made a wonderful work at organizing this conference, and I invite you to thank them with a warm applause. Thank you. My gratitude goes also to the steering committee of the ICLC, of which I proudly take part this year. This committee is a diverse group of life coders who have organized previous editions of the conference and who support the efforts of the local organizing committee by giving advice and guidance in different topics related to the organization of such an event. And of course, my gratitude goes to you, all of you who are here present, both physically and remotely, you who are interested in this new way to create and perform, you who are creating and sharing your creations with others, you who are willing to question paradigms, you who explore borders and find ways to overcome them, you who, no matter your country of origin, belong to a worldwide community that looks constantly for ways to transcend nationalism, colonialism, and other isms, creating together a united and diverse community that vibrates with knowledge, love, and potential. Almost there. Thank you. I'm so happy. I'm shaking with happiness. So I invite you to look around and discover all the amazing people that are gathered here these days. This is a great opportunity to make new friends, to strengthen friendships, to discover what's happened in our practice during the last year, to discuss, have fun, dream, and life code together. This year's program was selected by a growing and diverse reviewing committee from all over the world. Thank you all who took the time and effort to select the works we will enjoy this week, and for giving great quality feedback. I also want to thank our keynotes this year, Alba G. Corral and Sam Aaron. We are very proud to have their input and can't wait to be inspired by their work and points of view. Our diverse community has grown enormously during the last years, not only in the amount of people who have become live coders, but the audience it has reached, and the interest it has awoken in different areas of arts and knowledge. Our proposals regarding arts, science, and technology can be groundbreaking, paradigm changes, and politically active. Our ideas on freedom, education, respect, aesthetics, and community have traveled far, and Top Lab has now many nodes around the globe. South America and Asia have been the most recent spreading points, and we are happy to welcome new ideas, new individuals with different backgrounds and interests, since we well know that this is exactly our strength, to be unique and sharing it with the rest. Still, such growth is not as easy as it presents political challenges that need our constant attention. For this, I urge you to collaborate locally and globally to constantly find ways to keep the flow of ideas running, to keep our codes of conduct relevant for the times and the places we inhabit. Okay, so be prepared to be challenged, excited, and inspired this week. It's wonderful to see you here. Bienvenidos.
So, our first keynote is called Alba Corral. She's a Madrilean artist, visual artist that has a long path of working in the visual art with digital and technology creation. She has been recently begun to use live coding as a technique to approach audiovisual creation. And she's the one we have chosen to introduce and begin the ICLC for this event. Thank you. Preparada. Sorry.
Contigo en cualquier caso, ¿sí?
So please welcome Alba Corral. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for coming. And today is a little more difficult to me to stay here because first I have to speak in English, okay? But welcome for all the people that come from other places. And for the second thing that I think that is more difficult because I'm not an expert in live coding, okay? And then I'm like a guest here. Thank you for inviting me. And it's an honor to, well, maybe here, but to start this keynote. But I'm not an expert, okay? But I do live and I do code. And if you join this, it's like, okay, I'm here. But I think that we can discuss and talk with many things that is very common with the stuff that I do and the way that I present this stuff, the perform, okay? And then, okay. I researched so much. There is a very good web page. It's Top Lab, something like this, yeah? So many people, you know, no? All the people know. Okay, it's super cool. The wiki with all the list of all the tools is, thank you. And there is, I don't know where, but live coding is the act of turning a programming session into a performance. Okay, then we are performers, no? I'm going to talk about this part more than code. I'm not going to present like Sam Aaron a live coding session, okay? Sam Aaron is an expert for this, but I'm not going to do that. This can constitute improvisation, music, visuals, poetry, hardware. This is quite interesting, hardware. Robots, dance, textiles, and people. Then, the light is important for the video, no? Maybe. The light is so important in the performance because sometimes the screen you can't see and things. And this is my normal state in the scene. Normally, I make visuals in real time with processing. Processing is a tool to create with code, visuals, and so many things. Do you know processing? Wow, this is cool. It's a joke. And normally from 8 years, more or less, I usually work with musicians that they play on live, sometimes on live, sometimes no, because I think that it's impossible to play live all your stuff, no? And sometimes they put play, but I do the same because I work with my computer. It's my second part of the band, and the computer is a woman, okay? This is for the feminist. I'm a feminist too. And then normally I have my setup. I can show you after if you want. And I draw on live. And then I'm more like a painter with the movement, because when you read, for example, Kandinsky, all these books on all the vanguards of the painters, they always talk about the form and the color and the movement. And now we are so lucky because we have this movement in the paints. And then I use this. And this is a cool photo because it's about the disposition, how we are on the stage. And I think that is quite interesting to discuss this kind of elements in live coding too. For example, I'm sitting here. I need to see the screen because I don't have a monitor in the laptop, and I don't want to have a monitor because it's quite different when you see in the normal scale, in the scale that the crowd see, and if you see here. For example, this position maybe is very familiar for all. This. Look, what happened? We need to think in all the elements of the stage. And it's super bad for this, okay? And look, the pianist, well, it's not a pianist, it's a strange instrument. This was 2 years before in LEP Festival. Do you know LEP Festival in Gijón? Okay. Maybe he's going to come to Madrid, I don't know. And I like this photo because he's watching the visual too. This is super important when you work with musicians or another kind of partners. Sometimes we are so lucky because we can listen the music, but the musicians sometimes they don't want or they can't see the visuals, and I like this. And I can draw on real time, and then, for example, this form is because I can see that there is a shape, and I draw. Okay? And this is with code. Some parts are like generative code that is like automatic, randomness, or something like that, but sometimes it's my mouse, and sometimes appears my mouse on the screen, and the people say, you have a mistake. This is an error because your pointer of the mouse appears on the stage, on the screen. And for me, it's so cool because the computer wants to appear. And thank you. And it's a very good way to see, like public, okay, this is live. I don't tell to the crowd that my visuals are live, because for me the most important is to connect and not the tool, okay? But if it appears, it's okay. And when I finish the performance, so many people come to, how do you do that? Okay, we are not magicians, and we are not an experts. And it's important that the people who code transmit to all the people, not experts, not coders, that this is a normal tool, and we are not special in our brains. And to try to quit this kind of halo with the programmers. I think that now it's super important that all together start to talk with the people, and more with the young people, because all the people must to code, no? Okay. I'm improvising a little because the change of our... Okay, this is my tools. Now I change because this computer is not good to make full DOM or 4-key pieces, okay? But this is my habitual full HD tool, and it's the computer with processing direct with play. I have so many classes, objects, and I play. I have 2 sketches in my computer, one with all my stuff, okay, and another with FFT receiver for the sound. And then I can receive the sound directly from the music, and with iPad or tablet with Lemur, I can customize some buttons and interface, and 2 MIDI controllers, okay? It's curious because normally work better than nano control, that is super cheap, and I think that so many people use, and never fail. And this, that is new, innovation, is beautiful, and you can feel more the physics, but sometimes crash. I don't know if you have this device, maybe we can discuss why, I don't know. Maybe it's the cable, it's horrible. But the most important is the pen, the tablet. And if you lose this pen, it's 100 euros. Be careful, because it's more expensive than another things. And with this is my way to draw on life. This is important too. This is not just a performance by programmers for programmers. It's one of the things that is important to stay on this, because sometimes, who is the crowd, who is the public? Maybe in this conference, you are experts, okay? But we want to stay in the underground of the coders, in the underground of the festivals, all our lives. It's very curious because if you put on here, vamos a ver si puedo. A ver. Okay, sorry. Here, ¿cómo es? Algo Rapes, no? Is the super events. There are so many articles in New York Times, algorithmic dance culture. Algo raves are the nerdiest way to get your dance on. Wow, no? Top Lab is the home of live coding. I love this. Okay, it's like the people now start to think about what is this, no? And so many news appears, and it's quite interesting because we are in one of the underground scene and very similar with all the distributed and federal networks, free networks, and all this philosophy. But I would like to see more code in the normal festivals, habitual festivals, not in a focus for only programmers. And let's, a ver, perdón, okay. Vale, this is in castellano. El live coding es un claro ejemplo de la poética de la programación, the poetry. And I think that is true, because the code is poetry, no? And the way that you code is like a poem. And, okay, another thing. States. Let's discuss more about the states on the scene in the live codes. There are, if you look, the same in the DuckDuckGo, there are so many images, and sometimes it's like, okay, let's see that if this is okay for to perform a live coding session, no? Maybe we can discuss, and this evening, maybe we could see on live that it's cool. Before I was talking with Fer, where is Fer? Okay, and he told me that yesterday you were here in this same place, and all the people was sitting, like now, and the music was like a techno, no? Because techno is a live coding style. I love to do techno. I don't know why, but it's super funny. And then it's okay. We need to think about all these little things that they are so important. If you want that the people dance, don't put chairs. Or, no, because no, then the people sit. But then the question is, what is the most important in a live coding session? To see the code? Okay, maybe with these screens it's impossible to see the code. Or I can see the code if the space is small, no? Because, and another question, how many screens we are to use? We have one for the music, and the music has a very good point that we can listen to the music, but we don't need to focus our eyes in the music. And then it's cool to have the code of the music and appears the music, no? For all the place. And we have another screen for the visual, and I imagine that is another screen for the part of the visuals. Okay, but what happened with the size of these screens? It's like, okay, we are undergrounds, we are freakies, but we are super techies people. We know about the screens, the projector, and we need to focus more in the aesthetic of the screens, for example. For me, it's important. This is a personal note, okay? It's not it's not a manifest. I know that you love the manifest. I love to, but I'm going to make my own manifest. Okay, this is one. Another. I like this because it's not a man. Thank you. Or maybe, yeah. No, but I think that it's a community that the women are there. And it's super, super important, this. And I like because you have the aesthetic part, the visual part here, okay? And it's a big screen, I think. But I don't know that it's the same. Okay, we have the position. No, never, please, never. And it's only for the table, but yeah, it's a difficult part on the rider when you go to a venue and, okay, what do you need? A table. Okay, a table. But Julian is very tall. You know Julian. Imagine a man 2 meters. And it's not aesthetic. I'm in the crowd and I'm suffer with this position. And it's not comfortable. Why? Because in live coding, and this is another discuss point, we code and we type. A question for me is live coding when you touch a MIDI controller? It's a question for your manifest purines, live coders. Is live coding? Okay, we have a debate here. For me, yeah, because the only thing, for me, the only difference is that now I don't know that if exists a tool that if you change your controllers, the crowd can see what is that you change. Because it's the same. If you have a variable with the alpha of a color, I prefer to do with my MIDI, okay? If I put alfa igual a 100, okay. Alfa igual a 200, okay. For me, it's super slow. And then, okay, I'm not a live coder, maybe because I use knobs, but my position is better. Because I don't need to stay, oh, look, no. And this is, there is a very simple way to fix this, is, okay, sit down. Okay. Like this woman. And another thing that I hate, and be careful with this, okay? What is this? With Mac. Oh, you are an open source and you use Mac. You are a fake. No, for me, no. It's like, okay, I buy this Mac because all the people say, no, it's better for the performance. Okay, but you can hack, and then I'm not an expert, and I can have Linux and Mac, and I can help to other people to do that. And this is a very good way in this community to share the conocimientos, the knowledge. It's a very difficult word, okay? But never put the manzana key. please. For me, this is a very good way to stay on the stage. Okay, maybe it's sound, see, robo melody, and we have comments. When I teach, I always say it's so important to put comments. And I think that in the live coding, it's super cool to put comments because you can tell an history in the comments and you can talk with the crowd with the comments. It's cool. But then this part is, but it's like I think that on the stage, in the audiovisual scene, we are more in that the body is important on the scene. And it's true. And then I think that if you are in advanced mode in the performance with live, with code, I think that we need to think about this position of the body. Why is she in the middle? For what reason she is in the middle of the screen? It's like static, no? I don't have information in this point. And then, for example, I prefer to stay on the side because I prefer that the people focus on the visuals, not on me. That me, maybe on my hand, because I draw, and okay, I'm shy too, and I prefer to stay on the shadows, but another way to put on live, this is too freaky for me. I don't understand so much why we put like a code, okay, and like a camera to have visuals, but to see the guy who makes this. Why? What is the reason? Maybe it's cool because, okay, now we have the Kinect, no? And we... Ay, mierda. Perdón. The battery is going to over. Aquí. Okay. This is the same when Boiler Room has this kind of videos of DJs, super cool DJs, that they put the camera, no? Like the Zenith, and then you can see how moves, no? Like, they don't move anything, okay? Really, this for me is not a super interesting aesthetic. Sorry, because it's a personal, okay? It's not... We can discuss and maybe the people like and tell me why do you like. Okay, here we have, he's with a controller, I think. Look, because he's with a controller, his position of the body is like more, no? And this is in the laptop scene with Ableton Live on this kind of things, in the 10 years ago, okay, this is the normal position, okay, it's cool, but with no lights, it's like a shadow, the contrast. Okay, but we need the big screens. I don't understand with this kind of small screens on the places. It's like, why? The same. We have the material and we have the skills to put a big screen because we have a small letters. If we want to open the thing to the non-coders crowd, if I invite to my mom say all the time, this font is so small, please put bigger this font. And yeah, now I'm 41 and I can appreciate this. It's like, it's impossible to read. But here the code doesn't appear. One of the, okay, this, the photo is not so cool, but is the SCPF Zachary Lieberman. You know this this guy. A ver, ¿dónde está? Recode is a project. A ver, I have the video here. Let's try to put. Wait. A ver, future record. Okay, this is. Lo he quitado todo. He bajado todos. This is a project of Zachary Lieberman. This is he's an American coder artist, and they found in New York, I think, the School of Poetry or I don't. What is? Thank you so much. Okay, and this installation was in Sonar 2 years before, and I really like because it was like an installation, like a proper installation, and with money, of course. Okay, Absolute is a brand that normally supports installation because it's not easy to have installation on Sonar, but if you talk with brands, it's more easy. And then they support this. Tengo que pasar otra vez. They support this installation. And I like because it's like, okay, you have the code on the right, all in black and white. Then they highlight. I don't know the tool that they use. Maybe it's I don't know. But they highlight the code that appears to change and suddenly change on the left screen. I really like this mode, maybe a little bigger, but you can enter on the venue and you can walk, and then you can stay more closer to the screen, and it's cool. All the people are sitting, but on Sonar I think that they didn't have seats, and I like because the people appears that there are so many different kinds of people. And I really like that the code appears not in the middle of the visual stuff, because I repeat, it's like a personal taste that I prefer that the code was apart. Okay, I'm going to show you because here I'm like, okay, this note, I like this. I'm going to put one of my works to realize on live. Only a little. And I'm trying to explain. I'm not going to put all because it's 42 minutes, but. Okay, this is another, I really like this kind of put in on the stage because the partner, the musician, can see the screen, and I can see the screen. and okay, we are in the middle. Normally, I prefer when the screen are not cut, because we have the heads cut. Okay, if the screen is on the floor, I prefer. This is because I was work with a stenographic piece with a dancer, and then I learned so much about these kind of things, no? When you have the light and, well, it's this. And in this part, for example, I only move the mouse, and I move the mouse, and I have a an image in the background that doesn't appear, but when I press a button, I change, and instead of drawing colors, I draw the pixel of the image. And it's a generative process with particles, and then appears, and I move the mouse. Bueno, vamos aquí. I use processing with this kind of, normally, but there are two modes, no, to draw with processing. You can refresh the background, or you not refresh the background. I really love to use the not refreshing background, because then it's like a draw. And now I have this particular system that I draw, and I change the force, the colors, I put points, I change this ball is with the FFT signal. And I love to use circles. It's like this kind of mirroring. There is a very friend visualist that the name is Tariq Barry, and he say that the visualist, when we use mirror, is like the most easy tool that, no, don't use mirror, okay? But I like to use mirror sometimes. He doesn't like, and we discuss about this. But it's a very good way to use mirror to move all the things, because when you work in processing with the non-refreshing mode, or with no background, sometimes you only move one part of the image, and then with mirror or another kind of image processing like this is a shift that put the pixels and then move the pixels one point, and appears this kind of A ver. And all this recording is real time. Normally, I have some ideas to work with some music, but sometimes it's like a live, like a jam session. I start to listen to the music, and I start to draw. It's like to dance. I have so many presets. Sometimes I use so much. I love to use this. The name is Lord Castles. It's because, and I have my preset, my button preset with this, and I move with the mouse. But okay, let's see another things. Ahí vamos. this part, this black part, is like the mouse. Sometimes it's easy to find in my work the manual part, and sometimes not. I think that if I use live coding was very more relevant when I move. Imagine that I put the cursor, no, mouse cursor in processing. Maybe it's cool for the crowd to see which part are moving with my mouse and which no. Maybe it's an idea that I can do. Okay, ya está. Fuera. I have more on Vimeo, and I prefer not to put. Vale, and then for finish, one part, processing live coding is possible? Yeah? No? Yeah. You are more than expert than me. Yeah, because appears the rep mode for processing, and with this mode, it's possible to have real-time live coding processing. Did you use this? No? Okay, I'm going to do a little demonstration. There are pros and there are contras about this system. Pros, it's live coding and it's cool because it's my tool, it's like my favorite language, and I don't need to learn another thing. And you don't need to stop the processing and play. It's not only for live coding performance. I was working with this mode during 2 weeks, and I think that the way that you create is quite different, and it's very interesting because your creative process changes so much if you use this mode. And then it's the same code changes radically when you use this. There are contrasts. The contrast is like in the setup of processing, you cannot do that live. If you have the size on the setup, okay, that don't pass through the setup. And the libraries, you need to put the libraries first because the same. If you import a library, it's not way to recompile on real time. There are several points in processing forum that talk about this, because before this mode, there was another cool tool that is Praxis Live. Do you use? Okay, and Praxis Live is possible to have this mode with the libraries or all. But I really like the simplicity of processing, the processing interface. And I love so much to use Sonic Pi too. And I record the session of Sonic Pi, and now in a few performances I go with my own music, but now the next step is to have Sonic Pi connected with OSC and processing with OSC. Hello, Sam. Okay, at the rep mode, you go to ¿está aquí? No, coño. Sorry. Va a ser difícil, voy a cambiar el modo de la pantalla. Do you have any question before or something to say before to pass to this part? No? Okay, then I don't have time to fix this. Thank you. Okay. My computer is so slow ahora. Aquí. La misma imagen. Aquí. Okay. Ah, coño. This is in a medical international conference. I need to go to classes to... Vale. Ya estoy, ¿no? Vale. Okay, for the rep mode, you go to here, a mode, and you have the rep mode. Okay, install and reset, and when you reset, normally you have this. We're going to close this. Oh, de verdad. Now I use Windows, okay? I have a PC Windows on my studio because this computer is more 14 pestañas, vale. Vale. Red mode. There are two ways to use this mode. One is with the console in it, and appears a little, it must to appear a little square. ¿Aparece? Aquí, okay. And then you can send values directly from the console. A ver si va. There are quite commands that are different, but this is not the way that I would use, no? I want to use with. Okay. And then I save. Hello, world. Esto ya lo puedo quitar, creo. Sometimes some errors appears. This is normal. When this appears, I do this always the same. Restart. Y ya está. And if you have another sketches open with libraries or something like that, crash. And then the best is to have only the sketch that you want to modify. Here is the introduction of the two kinds of modes, the rep console that is directly on the console, and the hot swapping that is the mode that we want to use. And okay, now I do play. Okay, I have my sketch here. And change. You need to press save every time. Okay? I'm not going to make more code than this because no, I prefer in an algo rave. Invite me, please. I want to play live coding with code and live all together. Okay, and this is my presentation. I don't know that is a keynote or something like that, but the only thing that I want to focus more is please think about the stage, the way that you put, and I would like to stay more in this area, and I'm going to use this Sonic Pi and processing live with this mode, and think about the crowd too, and that we are not expert, okay? We are logical thinkers, no? Because the code is about logic. And I think that all the people could be logic and have fun, because it's the most important too. And thank you so much.
¿Llevo yo? Sí.
Anyone? Sam, you always have you have always questions.
Ahí. Vale, voy.
Hi. Well, I was kind of lost in your presentation, honestly. I'm a visual artist, and I'm also a performer, so I can understand why you are criticizing the performance settings in live coding, because there are some things that are repetitive, but I don't know, what is your real proposal to solve that? Because when you're showing us your videos, you also have some like settings that are usually repetitive in audiovisual presentations. Like, for example, I don't understand why you say be sitting. Obviously, it's more comfortable, but I don't think be sitting in a stage really like brings something to the stage setting, or brings something to the how you think about the body in the perform setting. So I don't know if you can explain more, and kind of like also criticize your own performances and how you can improve your own performances to bring the body, because you're drawing. And obviously we bring Pollock. Pollock used to draw with all his body, and I don't see that in your performances.
Okay, my intention is not criticize, is to talk a little and to have the debate. Because I'm not Pollock, for me the most important is the screen. Okay, I have a process to draw, but for me, it doesn't care that the people see me. It's like I prefer that the people see and focus, because there is a very important part with the focus of the people. And I think that I prefer that the people stay on focus, not at me. And I think that with all the DJs that are on the stage, why? It's like I prefer not to see them, because I prefer to listen the music, for example. Different is when we have another element that is the code on the screen. For me, it's the only difference that now we have a code on the screen. But for me personally, it's not important the way that I stay. Okay, I need to fix if I stay, this, no. Okay, curve, no, I need to be. But in other case is when you are a performer with a dancer or a stenographical performer, but I'm not this. And I prefer to stay one side, not with, because I don't want that the photographer stay to photo me. I know I prefer that the screen is the most important. And
yeah, I think that's the part that I got lost, and I'm still getting lost, because you start talking about this setting, how do we set ourselves in the performance space, and then you were like talking about that part when your real answer is don't place anything in the stage but the screen, which is like what I'm understanding now about what you told me.
Sorry, because I don't understand so much.
No, pero también te lo puedo decir en español, perdón. De hecho... no,
ahora vamos a discutir realmente. Ahora empieza.
Es que por eso...
Vente para acá, vente, ven.
Por eso...
Hombre, visualista.
Es que por eso me pierdo un poco en tu plática al principio, porque empezaste a decir sobre cómo ponemos las cosas dentro del performance, del espacio del performance. Entonces, por lo que entiendo ahorita es que no deberíamos de poner nada, o sea, tu postura es, lo importante es la pantalla.
No, sí podemos poner cosas, pero hay que pensar bien cómo se ponen. Si tú pones una mesa, que para el espectador esa mesa sea parte de la escena. O sea, justo aquí tengo un vídeo, que no lo he puesto, pero bueno, lo voy a poner, de lo que es. Creo que tenemos que aprender mucho de la escenografía, de los teatros y de las miles de piezas escénicas que se hacen. Y esto, por ejemplo, es una escenografía donde toda la pieza también va sobre un DJ, sobre la escena, y hay una mesa ahí puesta, pero bueno, la mesa está bien bonita. Simplemente lo que yo digo es, vamos a pensar no solo en el código, ya que somos performer. Entonces, cada uno, esto, bueno, puede haber muchísimas maneras de hacerlo, y es verdad que yo soy la primera que tengo que ver. Por ejemplo, en esta pieza sí yo estoy en escena, porque es parte, está aquí la mesa, y forma parte de la escena, porque tiene un contexto para que eso esté ahí. Lo que quiero decir es que realmente tenemos que valorar muchísimo lo que estamos haciendo, y que hay una parte de vanguardia muy importante y de ser muy contemporáneos, y no podemos volver atrás en las simples cosas de poner una mesa o poner la pantalla o poner la cámara o poner la tipografía grande, porque somos eso, performers, y a veces estamos tan metidos en el código programando, que nos encanta y nos podemos tirar ahí años, que no se nos olvida que lo estamos exhibiendo. Entonces, he dado algunos ejemplos en los que a veces, y en esto en muchísimas prácticas audiovisuales.
Sí, en realidad ese era mi punto, o sea, como que obviamente estamos en el contexto del live coding, se menciona eso como un ejemplo principal, pero o sea, creo que el problema de cómo arreglamos las cosas y qué relevancia tienen visualmente hablando las cosas sobre el escenario, pues tiene que ver con muchas prácticas audiovisuales. O sea, creo que, por ejemplo, en la electroacústica, cuando usas cosas con visuales, o en las festivales que son más como de experimentación audiovisual, siempre es el mismo setting, independientemente que estemos trabajando con código o no. Nunca es como, bueno, ¿cuál es la relevancia de tener a alguien en el escenario visualmente hablando, pero también en cuanto al todo el performance, o qué aporta o qué no aporta? Entonces, pues no sé, igual también fue la parte como del inglés, porque yo creo que también,
Sí,
luego aparte como de la traducción, se puede entender como ciertas como diferentes cosas, pero pues por eso quería como preguntar.
Sí, pero bueno, creo que es un buen debate, y que tengamos claro que formamos parte, ¿no?, de una parte escenográfica. Y también de cómo poner el código en la pantalla, que eso sí que creo que es lo más específico del live coding, ¿no? El live coding, que es que el código se enseña, cosa que nos quita además de muchos miedos, y está muy bien enseñarlo, aunque no seamos los mejores poetas del mundo. Pero ¿cómo ponerlo? ¿Dónde ponerlo? ¿Lo ponemos encima de la visual? ¿Lo ponemos a un lado? ¿Dónde mira el espectador? ¿Queremos escuchar la música o bailar? O sea, o ver el código. Hay dos códigos, el código visual y el código sonoro. ¿Por qué lo sonoro luego tiene que tener un visualizador ahí? ¿Sabes? O sea, creo que todas esas cosas me parecen interesantes.
Bueno, y entender el código también no nada más como una parte de comunicación con la computadora y como una parte como pedagógica, pero también como una estructura gráfica, o sea que el código como tal también tiene una visualidad.
Claro, eso sería otra manera, tomarlo ya como la propia visual. Sí, y de hecho el código, bueno, el ASCII Code es una obra de arte, ¿no? Y eso se hacía, entrabas en las BBS y era todo wow. Pero bueno, a mí, por eso que cada uno tiene que tener, sorry, because now I prefer to speak in Spanish, ¿vale? Cada uno tiene que tener su propio contexto y su propio porqué. Si para mí el objetivo es crear historias visuales, Si hago live coding, pues a lo mejor sí lo voy a poner bonito, porque quiero que se entienda, pero quiero que se vea realmente el resultado, porque es mi manera. A lo mejor tú lo que prefieres es que sea la poesía ya propia del código. Está bien.
Hola, yo puedo intentar hablar en español, pero es más cerca de portuñol. Y también que voy a traducir para los que no entienden. Gracias por su presentación, pero yo comprendo dónde viene tu crítica de encenación y de las producciones audiovisuales en teatro y grandes producciones, pero pienso lo que no está claro es que en muchas de esas producciones de live coding es lo que pasa de improviso también en términos de la escena, una producción que es como do it yourself. Y además, uno de los ejemplos que tenías eras de OFAL, de estas chicas que se conectan por la web y todo más. Y lo que importa también es que comprendas el esfuerzo que está por detrás de la máquina, del ordenador y todo más. Hay una cuestión de scale que también está quitando un poquito en esta crítica toda, ¿verdad? Y de contexto también, de producción y todo más. Que es importante, toda esa diversidad es importante, porque ¿entiendes lo que digo?
Sí, sí, es que, a ver, no sé si se me ha entendido mal o bueno, lo he dicho así. Creo que el do it yourself no tiene que significar que tú no pongas el foco en una serie de elementos. Y eso no le quita para nada valor a todo lo que hay detrás, ya sea conectarte por web, que alguien esté, todo el trabajo que tenga, porque, repito, estamos siendo performáticos y yo he hecho, o sea, y de las cosas que estoy hablando tampoco son grandes producciones. Todo el mundo tiene un proyector, todo el mundo tiene unas luces y todo el mundo tiene una mesa. Creo que también tenemos que aprender porque al final es la parte visual que tú estás viendo de esa pieza. Y para nada le quito valor a todo el trabajo, al revés. Creo que he venido lo primero diciendo, wow, ¿sabes? O sea, y no es una crítica, es una manera de verlo, porque bueno, lo veo y está muy bien que debatamos, pero no le quito para nada valor a todo lo que hay detrás. Pero que no se nos olvide que estamos en un entorno visual. Y creo que eso no tiene nada que ver con que lo estemos haciendo sin un duro, sin do it yourself y todo lo demás. Y eso también sí es una reflexión que hago de muchas del underground que aparece ahora mismo en la escena audiovisual. Pasa muchísimo. Tendremos que aprender entonces a todo esto, igual que en la escenografía, en la danza, en el teatro, existen muchísimos profesionales y muchas maneras de poder aprender de cómo ponerlo, sin quitar para nada el valor al código, que es lo más importante, y a la performance, ¿no?
Hello. Yes, well, I'm going to be quick. Thanks very much. And I see the whole comments more like the intention, what we want to do with the code. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. And it's like, do you want to show the code, the screen, only the code? Like in this exhibition you showed, like it was automatically written. If it's only the code, or you write in the code, do you want to put yourself on the image, like as part of the code, like Alexandra? It's more like the intention, not only the scenography, that it looks cool, but more like what do you want to represent on the code. Otherwise, I can just go back and just project my screen streaming or whatever, which is by remote mostly the boring part of remote performance is that you don't see the boring part of remote performance is that you don't see the performer. And some people really prefer to back down and jump around a little bit. And an algo-rave performance, I wouldn't sit down on a chair, even if it's much, much comfortable to play 1 hour sitting. But it's more like the intention of doing, like, we have to really think about why we are going to show the code and how we present it with ourselves in it. Yeah, that will be like more like what I got from your presentation.
Yeah, I agree. It's a question or it's a comment?
He told me to say something quick, so...
No, I think that, yeah, the intention is good. For me, it could be the perfect wall to show the code in one side and put the screen in another side with the same size.
Sí, tímido. No.
What?
Y no, para que entendáis un poquito, ahora que sobra.
¿Quién habla? Tengo miedo. Okay.
Bueno, nosotros, padres de Impact Hub, ¿vale? Un espacio de coworking.
Okay, let's